Hey guys, how you all doing? Hope you're all well and enjoying being at home on lockdown, spending time with our families and doing stuff like DIY and DIY, and guess what, more DIY, and spending a little bit of time with the family, doing some training and planning ahead a little bit, and hopefully we'll all take something away from this lockdown and learn from it and move forward. Anyway, just a little rundown on my training. Some of you guys know me from the gym. I'm generally a open gym monkey doing my bodybuilding, but I do enjoy a little bit of pain cave stuff, metcons, hero wads, that kind of thing, running with a vest. So this little workout I've done, it's a little bit about bar speed, a little bit of bar cycling, and generally to improve the grip. It's 5 different exercises, 10 reps on each, times 10 rounds. The first kind of 3 or 4 rounds feel alright, pretty good, feel strong. 5th, 6th round starts creeping in, the grip starts going, and it's time to hold on tight. Dig deep, push on, red mist comes down, and you've just got to push on, stay in the fight, go right through. I sped up a little bit towards the end of the workout just to get it done. 25 kilo bar, and just get it done. Yeah, so that's the kind of thing I've been doing. And straight after, get the vest on, 10 kilo vest, up and down the hill. It's 200 meters down to the crossroads, back up and down 10 times, and that's legs done and hammered and absolutely shot, ready for Thatcher's. Hope you're all well, stay safe, keep training, stay in the fight, stay safe, stay positive. Just remember, he who has fitness has hope, he who has hope has everything. Keep training. Roger out.
Right, good evening Oxhouse. So firstly guys, I do apologise about the attire. I'm clearly not just back from the gym, but I am back from a cycle. So I guess the first question is, what the hell is Irish Gaz doing on a vlog? Firstly guys, I've never done one of these things, so I will admit now, I've no bloody idea what I'm doing. But Adam asked me a couple of days ago if I could create a vlog to give people like himself who know nothing about whiskey a little bit of an introduction, I guess, and some of the differences between a Scotch and an Irish. Now, guys, I'm by no means an expert, so this is really my take on difference between Irish whiskey and Scotch whiskey. I have about 4 minutes to go through. I've already blabbled for like nearly a minute, so I'll get straight into it. So some of the main differences, guys, is, well, basically the basics of any good whiskey is there's two main ingredients: spring water and barley. That's it. So you've got Irish whiskey, which is triple distilled, and you've Scotch whiskey, which is double distilled. The reason being, I genuinely don't know, but if you go back to 1405, which was the first record in Irish history where Irish history was mentioned, you then roll on 90 years. The 1494 is the first record of Scotch whiskey, so there's often a misconception that it was actually the Scottish that invented whiskey, but if you go by the history books, it's actually the Irish. So again, going back to the point, guys, I've got 4 minutes to try and this is a whistle stop tour to give you an introduction. So with any good tasting session, let's pour ourselves a little whiskey, which in this instance is a Bushmills, which is an Irish blend. Now that's misconception number 2. Oh yes, guys, which is another point maybe. With any good aficionado, you must have a good whiskey decanter. So that just happens for all those Star Wars fans, Mr. Darth Vader, or it could be a stormtrooper. But anyway, getting back to the point. So, good whiskey, in my eyes, is a soft and mellow triple blend Irish. But if, depending on your individual palate, you may prefer a Scotch. So, as it happens, this would be my recommendation for a good Scotch, which is Johnny Black Label. It is a blend, as is with all whiskies. We also have another Scotch here, and for tonight's presentation purposes, I actually went and invested in a couple of bottles. That's a Talisker Skye, which is made in the Isle of Skye, or distilled or produced, if you like. So Scotland has got 6 regions: the Lowlands, the Highlands, Speyside, the Isle of Skye, and another 2 whose regions escape me right now. But anyway, the point being, the main difference between the two is, again, double distilled for Scotch, triple distilled for Irish. Now, depending on your palate preference, I prefer Irish whiskies because they tend to be a little bit smoother. They are triple distilled for extra purity, but also there's quite a peaty taste to Scotch whiskies in that they're naturally dried over smoked peat, the malt, whereas Irish is air dried in a kiln. But also, depending on the geographical region, the Scotland soil tends to be peaty soil, which also gives it that sort of smoky, peaty flavour. But also, whenever you're looking at Scotch whisky, they tend to dry the malts over warm, smoked peat, which gives it that smoky taste. So, in layman's terms, I prefer Irish whisky to Scotch whisky because it's slightly smoother and less harsh on the palate. And I've also brought out a Bushmills, which is a nice entry-level single malt. Now, going on to that little point, so if you have a single malt, a single grain, or a blend, they're technically, guys, they're all blends. But unless you sort of delve into it, you're not going to really understand what that means. So again, to sort of put it in a nutshell, a blend can be bought from multiple distilleries, whether it be a Scotch distillery, an Irish distillery, it doesn't really matter. But a single malt needs to be distilled from start to finish in a single distillery, and only then can it be called a single malt. A single grain, again, slight misconception, a single grain can include another grain, as in the case of a bourbon, which is corn. So if you have a single grain whiskey, you may allow another grain to be included and classed as a single grain, but still needs to be distilled on the one site. All whiskies start with spring water, which is a natural source from the distillery. It's distilled in, and then you've got the local river, which is used in the condensing process. So you've got blends, single malts, single grains, and then you've got rares, and you've got small batches. Guys, that's 5 minutes, so not sure if that was interesting, but that was my whistle stop tour into Scotch whisky and Irish whisky. So stay safe, guys, and I'll see you all after the lockdown. Ciao.